It is time for our top 10. Coming in at number 10 is Monsanto. The seed company down a fraction despite topping estimates for third quarter earnings after hiking prices for its Roundup weed killer. Monsanto also boosting its full year forecast on expectations of record corn seed volumes and higher prices first.
And Teradata shares of the database manager up 4% today. Morgan Stanley says checks with industry consultants and quarterly CIO surveys indicate that the data warehouse demand is improving. The firm also says Teradata remains well positioned versus its competitors.
Well, number 8, guys, is Hartford Financial, up nearly 3%, rallying the most since January after boosting its plan for stock buybacks and lifting its dividend by 50%. The move comes after Hartford's CEO sold assets to really simplify the insurer, Trish.
All right, number 7 is Adobe Systems. The graphic design software maker is up almost 3% after getting upgraded to a buy over at Jefferies. The firm says Adobe's shift to an online subscription-based business model for its popular software packages will help grow its user base.
Southwest down 3% today as Morgan Stanley downgrades the airline to underweight from equal weight. The firm citing relative valuation, high consensus estimates, and reduced competitive advantages. That's why they downgraded the stock.
Well, number 5, guys, is twofer. Barrick and Newmont, both gold miners, are down today as gold trends lower. Gold plunging to a 34-month low as improving U.S. economic data strengthen the case for the Federal Reserve to reduce stimulus. Now, I mean, here's the thing. Is it really the bad news is good news situation? And if there really is a drop in gold prices, guys, that pretty much means no real fear of inflation, right?
Well, no real fear of inflation, plus no real reason to buy gold, because if you're going to have fewer asset purchases, you're going to have fewer dollars in theory that are competing for gold. I mean, this is painful. Look at that, $1,223. That's like the break-even all-in cost for a lot of the miners. No wonder they're getting hit so hard.
You know, a lot of people have said, oh, but the consumer is going to help support gold at some point. The consumer, you know, in India, the consumer in Latin America, all of these emerging market places that, you know, people do really like gold. I don't know if it's going to be enough. I think you're going to watch this one.
Yeah, that chart is ugly. That is a falling knife like nothing you've ever seen, a golden knife.
Ouch. All right, number 4, Adam's favorite company ever since I loaded it onto his iPad.
Yes, love it.
Pandora, jumping about 8%. The popular music streaming service has been raised to outperform by an analyst over at Cowen. The upgrade comes after Pandora announced the number of U.S. listeners in cars topped 2.5 million. And you're one of them now.
And I'm one of them. All right, Wal-mart up about, I don't know, call it 1%, even as the world's largest retailer says that the head of its Indian unit has left. That's a big growth area in theory for Wal-mart. This is the latest setback for the company in a country where it's in the midst, frankly, of government and internal investigations. It all started with Mexico, in theory, allegations of bribery 5 years ago. There were concerns about the same thing in Brazil and more recently in India. Again, it's allegations. There are no convictions here, but nonetheless difficult on the company.
Well, we're going to stick with that kind of Staples-ish or that kind of theme here. We're talking General Mills for number 2. It's down a fraction. We'll call it 0.5%. The maker of Cheerios, Lucky Charms cereal, reporting earnings predictions that came in slightly below analyst estimates. The stigma associated with genetically modified foods, GMOs, is casting a shadow over the GIS stock, so keep an eye there, guys.
All right, we're coming up on our number 1 stock of the day. It's Microsoft. Microsoft trading up about 2% as it holds its first major developers conference since 1997. Microsoft has released a preview version of an update to Windows 8 aiming to address some of the gripes that people have had with the company's flagship operating system.